So indigent, I was thinking indignant, and now they are indignant, right? They are pissed off or they're complaining. Indigent, indigent. Indigent. I know I'm messing up. I-N-D-I-G-E-N-T. If somebody mispronounces their words, don't make fun of them. That means they learned it by reading, okay? So indigent means poor or needy. So it basically is a synonym for poor. Needy, a charity for the relief of indigent artist. Some synonyms are destitute, penniless, poverty-stricken, down and out, pauperized, without a penny to one's name, without 2 farthings to rub together, 2 pennies, more insolvent, ruined, needy, and ruined, want, hard up, on the breadline, hard-pressed, in reduced, straitened circumstances, deprived, disadvantaged, distressed, badly off, beggarly, beggared, informal on one's uppers, up against, broke, flat broke, strapped for cash, without a brass, farthing, who the hell says farthing? Merriam-Webster. Without a bean, without a sou, as poor as a church mouse, as one's beam ends, without a red cent on Skid Row. The first state pensions were given to indigent people over 70. Indigent. That's not indignant. Indigent. Indigent. Ah, I got it. Indigent. Yeah, so to all you indigents, Jacqueline Caldwell will fight for you indigents. You indigents. You damn indigents. I guess I don't like it as like a class, but I guess poor people's kind of like a class. But anyways, yeah, I still don't like the word. So all these other are better. If they're hard up, hard pressed, bad off, strapped, without a penny, they don't have 2 pennies to rub together, poverty stricken, penniless. I like all those words better than that word I've been trying to say. Indigent. Oh, you're one of those indigents. Oh, great. Here's an indigent. He's going to want me to represent him. He's not going to pay me a dime. All right, indigent. Come in here, indigent. Let me hear what you got. So Jacqueline Caldwell has wrote a pretty extensive biography on her Facebook page. You can also call her at 502-609-1886. And she's running for Kentucky Judge, the 3rd Appellate District, Division 1. So she's running for the appeals judge of Kentucky. I think there's 14 appeals judges and 7 or 9 Supreme Court justices. So there's more people in the appeals, court than there are in the Supreme Court. But it's, the intermediate court. So it's in between trial court, which is both your district and circuit court, and Supreme Court. You have 3 levels of courts not just Kentucky, but in all of America. So here on her biography, she says her hometown is Bardstown. It's nonpartisan. Okay, so here's her biography. I'm just going to read it verbatim. I want to tell you about me and why I'm running for the judge on the Court of Appeals. I realize I am not the most likely candidate. I'm not a 2nd, 3rd, or 4th generation lawyer. I'm loving Jacqueline Caldwell more and more the more she talks. I have not worked as counsel for a large corporation, nor do I have family with significant political influence. Fantastic, great. So she's not just a corporate, just some weasel, and then she's not this political dynastic family, and then 2nd, 3rd, or 4th generation. So she's a 1st generation lawyer. She is a common person who just became part of the lawyered class. So Kentucky, I think you should really get to know her and talk to her and try to, get as much out of her as you can, because she's going to be honest and decent and wise, and she's going to be for you up until the point, that she gets power. And power just changes people. Maybe she'll do well with power, but this is the time right now. Her as a regular person, her as a 1st generation lawyer who hasn't been a corporate lawyer, who hasn't had, come from a big political family. Her family is mostly farmers and factory workers. You can't get more humble than that. Farmers and factory workers, people making our food, and the people, running our machines. So that's the, low-level people. I have great respect for farmers and the working class. So, but what I am is a proud Kentuckian. I'm a proud Kentuckian, too. I was born and raised in Marion County. Marion. I want to say Francis Marion, the swamp, the revolutionary. That's who Marion County is named after. And I am proud to be from the 3rd District and would love nothing better than to give back to this area for all the gifts that it has given to me. When I was 17, I became pregnant and married my teenage boyfriend. Uh-oh. This is not a wise decision, to say the least. Right, you made one mistake. Why make 2 mistakes? And not something that makes me proud. Well, you did have a baby out of the deal, and, shit happens. So this, again, she's more and more humble. However, it gave me my wonderful oldest daughter, and I met some of the best people ever to grace the earth. I started my first job at Druther's in Greensburg in 1986. I worked with really good people there and met daily the many wonderful people of Greene County. My coworkers encouraged me to obtain my GED and offered tremendous support to me and my daughter, as it was already very clear that I was in a dangerous relationship. Robert Goforth, who has made a bunch of money in pharmacy, he was the one that almost beat Matt Bevin, or came closer to beating Matt Bevin than anybody suspected. He started out with a GED too. I think a lot of people look down on GEDs, but so it's great to hear when people get GEDs and then just, go all the way straight to the top. So it was very clear I was in a dangerous relationship. Okay, then she understands domestic abusers. And so she said that when it comes to family court, when it comes to essentially law, she really cares about the children and custody and family, what happens with families. So she wants to protect the family unit, but then she also wants to make sure that, people that are in unsafe situations are removed from those situations. Later in 1986, we moved to Campbellsville in Taylor County. Frederick Taylor, who may have shot Goebel, that's who Taylor County is named after. William Justice Goebel, the only governor in America who ever got assassinated. In 1987, I had the good fortune to be hired on at Fruit of the Loom in Campbellsville. While working there, I found friendship and support that would change my life. Truly, some of the best friends I have ever had were co-workers there. In 1989, I found myself at Bethany House in Somerset in Pulaski County. I've been in Pulaski County. Bethany House offered a safe haven for me and my daughter that would also ensure the rest of my family was not put in harm's way. Bethany House changed my life. The Women's Crisis Center changed my life. Here I was given the guidance and resources I needed to free me from the violence and abuse that was my marriage. That's, I appreciate her actually telling me that, because that's like my experience. When I tell people about what has happened to me, they laugh at it, and then they, say, did you like it? Did you enjoy it? So that's been my experience as a man. There's no help whatsoever out here for me. When I went to the Women's Crisis Center, I got looks. One lady was real nice, and when I went back, they weren't as nice. There was a different person there, and they didn't, they're like, but you have different genitalia than us. Why are you here? Okay, because I need somebody, and I love what you all do. If it, makes the women uncomfortable, can we talk to each other on the phone or by email or something? They showed me at the Women's Crisis Center the power wheel, and then they also showed like what abusers do, and then how it's a cycle. So, okay, this opened up my first opportunity to, let's see, she's at the Fruit of the Loom job. She's taking pride in being able to support herself and her daughter. This opened up my first opportunity to higher education. In 1991, Campbellsville College began offering evening classes in conjunction with Fruit of the Loom at a significantly discounted tuition. This was also a life-changing event because, let's see, I began in the fall of 1991 as a part-time student at then Campbellsville College. I graduated in June of 1996 from Campbellsville University with a bachelor's degree and a full tuition scholarship to the Brandeis School of Law at the University of Louisville. So, okay, I see her rags to riches story now. She's working at a factory. She gets a bachelor's degree at Campbellsville University, and she gets a full tuition scholarship. I didn't realize they offered full tuition scholarships. So it was bittersweet leaving Fruit of the Loom in August of 1996 to move to Louisville. Well, it had been my full-time job for 9 years. The people I worked with were more like family. I also can't fully convey the gratitude I have for my professors and the staff at Campbellsville University. I would not be where I am now without the support and encouragement of everyone provided by Campbellsville University. During law school, I worked as a clerk for the Jefferson County Attorney's offices. Upon admission to the Kentucky Bar in 1999, I worked as an assistant Jefferson County Attorney prosecuting criminals in felony/misdemeanor court and warrant court. So she worked as a clerk for the attorney's office. So that's a bit of elitist position. That's a position of power. So if the whole I'm not elite, I'm a regular person. No, when I walk into the courtroom, you're one of them. And so, if they make a bad decision, usually one of them, nobody else objects. Well, that's just our corrupt judge, what can we do? So, she's moving on up. I like that she's moving on up. And then, let's see, upon admission to the Kentucky Bar in 1999, so she's been practicing law in Kentucky for 20 years, I worked as an assistant Jefferson County attorney prosecuting criminals. So she was the assistant, right? This gave me invaluable courtroom experience and the opportunity to learn how to handle a heavy caseload while still getting the job done. I wish she had some defendant experience. However, my goal in going to law school was to eventually be able to represent parents and children who were in situations like what I endured during my first marriage. My childhood was a nightmare, and it's a nightmare that essentially the relationships, they've all been severed. They're toxic relationships, so I prefer it to be like that. But it was a nightmare that I would rather not reflect on or think about because it just takes me back to being a scared, alone kid that nobody gave a damn about. And I did well in school, I always, listened to my teachers, and none of that, got people to love me or to say, hey, maybe you shouldn't be pummeled. Maybe you shouldn't be getting hit and terrorized every single day. And so what I want to say about that is when I was younger, I guess it's a rescue fantasy, but essentially that's what I wish, I listened to all you adults. I paid attention to everything y'all were saying. And how come nobody rescued me? If I was in a well, anyways, I wish somebody would have actually came and saved me. I wish somebody would have said, hey, even actually anybody would have came up to me and just said, you know what? You don't have a right to be hit. Nobody should hit you. Nobody should put violence upon you. Violence is bad. There's emotional and then there's also mental abuse. But I feel like violent abuse that's mental and emotional abuse combined. And when someone strikes you, they're saying, not only do I not like your body, I don't like your face, I don't like your mind, I don't like everything that you represent. I hate you so much that I want to injure you. I want to hurt you. And I have a sadistic, string as a part of me that I want to hurt you. And I don't understand that. I don't really get that. But, again, me being a person, a victim, a survivor of child abuse, I wish somebody would have said something. At the very least, told me that I deserved better. Okay? You didn't have to come and rescue me, but you could have said, hey, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. And it's crazy to me that people will assault, if you smack an adult, right? Just to use it as an example, if I was to, go to a judge and I smacked that judge across the mouth, but I didn't leave any bruises or scratches, is that acceptable? Is that okay? And even people that murder, they don't get spanked in the courtroom. So if you're an adult, assault is a crime. You cannot hit other people as adults. You cannot do that. You can't strike people, whether you leave a bruise or scratches or not. Now that's, evidence of abuse. So that's just a witness testimony if you don't have that kind of evidence. But a single attack, no judge would accept getting smacked across the mouth. No lawyer, no prosecutor, would accept somebody just smacking them across the mouth. That's an assault. Just because I didn't leave a bruise, just because I didn't leave a scratch, that makes it okay. So, yeah, that's what I wish would have happened as a childhood, that somebody either A, would have said that I deserve better, so then I would have known myself because I internalized all that hatred and just assumed, well, I guess I'm no good. Well, I did, sort of make a noise when I was eating, and, that's just... And I remember just crying and writing my thoughts, and then I would rip up my thoughts that I wrote because, oh, my God, he's going to find it. I'm going to get in more trouble. And so it was just terrorism. It was constant terrorism, nonstop terrorism. And that's at the very least told me, and then, you know, the other thing saved me. Allow me to be in a safe place. Can I grow up in a safe child? Can I have a safe place? Can I have a safe and loving and secure place to grow up in, please? Can I have that? Kentucky's #1 for child abuse, animal abuse, spousal abuse, and elder abuse. So, carrying on with Jacqueline Caldwell's biography. In 2001, I went to work for a small law firm where I was able to first begin practicing in family law. In 2003, I opened up my own solo law practice and have been representing families and children ever since. In 2008, my new husband and I relocated to Cox's Creek in Nelson County. We added another lovely daughter to the family and have been residing there ever since. As a solo practitioner, I have been involved with cases covering a multitude of situations, both civil and criminal. However, family law is the reason I became a lawyer and still represents approximately 80% of my practice today. I have represented many hundreds of children in neglect and abuse actions. I have represented numerous indignant clients, men and women, seeking their way out of an abusive relationship. I wish you'd quit saying indignant. Indignant isn't just poor. Indignant means you can't do for yourself. You're an indignant. I don't know, maybe I need to look up the definition of indignant, but it hits harder than just, you know, you're a person without funds. And being poor, there's a difference between being broke and being poor, right? Poor could be a state of mind, but being broke, you very much, you know, very well could be, if you were born in different circumstances, the President of the United States, but you were born in that circumstances, and now you have no money, now you're in court. So, I get what she's saying with indignant, I don't know, I just don't like the word. A lot of people that didn't have the wherewithal. A lot of people that didn't have, you know, the same means as others. I think poor folks are fine. The po folks, right? That's humbling. I represented po folks. And we were so poor we couldn't even afford the OR. We were po. I have represented numerous indignant clients, men and women, seeking their way out of an abusive relationship. The work I do brings me satisfaction daily. I hope that, you know, she's seen it, you know, going both ways, because anybody can be abusive. And that's another thing. As a man, if I feel like if I'm being attacked by a woman, I can't really defend myself. I have to lock myself in the bathroom and then call the police, which is, you know, that's not cool. This is frustrating in any action, but in cases where care and custody of children are concerned, it is more frustrating. It is an injustice. Among the categories of cases appealed to the Court of Appeals, general, civil, criminal, and family law cases, the largest portion of cases come from family law. Family law cases are outpacing even criminal appeals, and the number continues to grow. The Court of Appeals panel has historically been lacking in members with significant family law experience. When Justice Lambert vacated her seat on the Court of Appeals to go to the Supreme Court of Kentucky, she took with her a significant portion of the appeals panel's family law knowledge. I have the unique and vital experience needed to fill this void. I made some serious mistakes early in my life, but I am proud of where I come from and the person I have become. I want to bring my workhorse ethic, my vast experience in many areas of the law, and my in-depth knowledge of family law to the Court of Appeals, and to put it to work for Kentucky families. The saying goes, justice delayed is justice denied. I believe in justice, justice for children, justice for family, justice for all. Good job, Jacqueline M. Caldwell. I want justice for children, justice for families, and justice for all, too. And I humbly ask for your support and vote for judge on the Kentucky Court of Appeals. She's a Christian. That's her religious views. She's a devoted wife, the mother of 2 amazing daughters, Girl Scout troop leader, PTO mom, parent-teacher organization mom, former prosecutor, guardian ad litem, champion of children and defender of the elderly, solo practitioner with 20 years legal experience, and she's a female. So that's her entire biography on her public Facebook page, Jacqueline Caldwell for the Court of Appeals.